Hi guys, so in this video we will discuss very core topic of JavaScript, which is what is closure. And if you give JS round for any company, you will surely face this problem, like what is closure and how this thing actually working. Okay, so let's discuss this. So for this thing, what we'll do is, so basically what is closure first of all. So basically the closure is when we are creating a functions in JavaScript, right? So the inner function can access the variable of the lexical scope of a parent function as well. So let's say we are having one inner function and one outer function. So in the case of closure, what will happen is the inner function can access the variable and all the things of outer function as well. Okay, so we'll discuss this thing with an example. Let's suppose we are having a function which is a outer, and it having a variable x, some value hello world. Okay, and we are having another function here as well, which is generally a inner function, and in this function we are directly accessing this variable console.log x. So basically you can see this variable is a part of this function, right? But still we can access this variable in this function as well. So this is a beauty of JavaScript, right? So here we can access in an inner function, we can access the variables of outer function. Okay, so let's try to use this. So here what we'll do is we'll return this function, and we see where function call equals to outer, and we'll do this thing. And whenever we call this function, you can see we can access this hello world variable, right? So basically what we are doing is in the outer function we are returning one function. So this function is assigned to this function call, and when we are calling this function call here, we can able to access this variable. So this thing is basically a closure. So yeah, if you say this thing to interviewer, like he will easily know ki, okay, this thing is working like this. But if interviewer asks what if we are having a one function on a top level as well, will this closure work here or not? Sorry, here return function. Okay, so you can see if I make a function on very top level as well, this thing is also working. We can still able to see this hello world here, right? Let me remove the console once and save again. See, you can see this hello world here, right? If I call this thing again and again, you can see this variable again and again here, right? If I move this variable to more top level, this thing is still working. You can see we are printing this file. Let me remove this thing and test again. If I add one more line here, so you can see this thing is still working. So yeah. Okay, so there is one question as well. What if I remove this X from here and put this thing here? Will it work or not? So according to Closure, this should work. So basically what Closure is doing is checking every parent of the function. Like initially it will go to this parent. If they find X, then it's okay. Otherwise it will go to this parent. If it is not, then it's again go to this parent, right? And let's do one hack here. Okay, if we remove this X from here, it will give you a reference error. X is not defined, right? Which is basically this X is not defined, some reference error. This is basically okay. So let's do a thing. Let's do a hack. Add window dot X equals to some value. Okay, and check will it work or not. If you do this thing, this will still work. You can see the console hello world here, right? So the window is a very top parent, so it will work with the global execution context, right? When you're defining any variable directly, it's like where X equals to anything, so it will go to your global execution context. So the execution context is the topic we'll cover later. For now, you can see if we are defining this X in a window, this is still giving us a result, it's still serving our purpose. So it's not good habit to save anything in a window object or something like this for data sharing. It just, I'm explaining this for a an example, and that's it. So okay, let's do a thing more here. If we are having a, so basically here interviewer asks one more question, like let's suppose we are having x everywhere here, x equals to 10 here, here it goes to 20, and here it will have 30, right? So basically in this case what it will do is it will check, do we have this x in our function or not? If we have, then it will pick this x only. If we are not having x here, then it will go for his parent. If we have a x in our parent, then it will print the 20 only, right? The top parent only. And if we remove this 20 from here, then it will go to the more top level, and here you can see it is printing 10 10 10 6 times. And if I remove this x from here and put this x here, then it will go for here as well, right? So this is how this thing will work. Okay, so basically this is pretty much about Closure. Here are few encounter question as well. When we are giving a like any any JavaScript interview, like they will definitely ask you interview like encounter question on every question. So the main encounter question on Closure is, what is the benefit of Closure and what is the disadvantages of Closure, like advantages and disadvantages of Closure. So there is a many advantages of Closure. So if you are working with JavaScript, you have heard of function currying in JavaScript, data encapsulation, data hiding, and all these things. So all these things are practically working with the help of Closure only. We will cover this topic later, the function currying, data hiding, and encapsulation, and all this thing later. But for now, you can just remember with the help of Closure, we can achieve this data hiding and function currying and all these things. And about disadvantages, yeah, definitely it is having some disadvantages as well. So let's suppose here what we are doing is, here we have defined this x here, right? So basically x comes here, and we are using this function called outside of the function. So basically the garbage collector of any browser will check, okay, in this function calling we are using this x. So basically this will not remove this x from the memory allocation. So it will lend our program to the memory leak or memory overconsumption and everything. Although the modern browser like VS, the V8 engine of the Chrome, they will understand the thing and they will remove it from the memory, but still the Closure sometimes leads us to the memory leak and memory overconsumption. So yeah, so basically in this video we have covered what is Closure, how this thing is actually working, what is advantages, what is disadvantages. So I guess like this thing is clear for you now. If you have any question, like you can comment on a video, can mail me directly or anything. Okay, thanks guys.